Today we're going to label, name, and swatch the 50 twistable colored pencils from Crayola. Why is this important? Crayola does not label their twistable colored pencils. And a couple weeks back I did the Crayola twistable crayons and they don't label them either. And I was able to label them all and it was super nice. And now I have a labeled set and it will be super nice when I'm coloring. I want to do the same thing with the twistable colored pencils. And if you bought a set of twistable colored pencils and you don't have the names, then this is the video for you. I'm Jenny from Jenny's Crayon Collection and I help you guys find the coolest art supplies for whatever project you're doing. And today we're going over the Crayola twistables. And just to let you know, in the video I test to see if the colored pencils match the twistable colored pencils and they don't, so it makes it a little bit teeny bit harder. There's even a color, carnation pink, that's not included in the regular colored pencil line, and obviously it doesn't match. It was a little bit hard to put all these things together, but I was able to find all the names for all the twistables and follow along, and hopefully you can name yours too. Here are the 50 twistable colored pencils. We are going to name them also today. One of the issues that I had though is when they were in transit, they kind of bunched together. So I don't know if they're in order. I did find that the crayons were the same. So I have these 100 colored pencils that I can compare to if things aren't looking great. I also have a 50 colored pencils, but these do not have the same colors. I will be looking at this box instead. This is an older 50 colored pencils. I don't know. I don't know if I have a newer one. I probably do somewhere. I just don't know where it is. I have my black Sharpie that I'm gonna label all of these with. I also have my paper that I used in my last video for blending colored pencils that I will do test if I need to do any sort of tests. Let's open these up and get going. So this is what they look like inside. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it on here like this and pull them out. So I'll just start with black today. What you'll notice when you get a twistable, as opposed to the twistable crayons, the lead is not out. You have to twist it for it to come out. And when you're done, you'll want to put it back. We're using the same cardstock we used with the crayons. What we're going to do, we're just going to come in, do some light colors. When I did the crayons, I thought the crayons would have different colors than the twistable crayons and the other crayons, but they didn't, which I was surprised about. So it'll be interesting to see if these are similar. The lead could be a little bit different, just because it has to be able to not be encased in wood, whereas the wood helps protect it, and so it doesn't get damaged. But these have to be able to withstand more, so I'm just getting it dark up here. So now I switched to the other side and I'm able to get more color. We have a nice little gradient going on here. I'm trying to make my swatches a little bit nicer. Okay, that looks pretty nice. Oh, there we go. So we'll label this one black. It's important to label them right away. That way you know what they are. Then we'll come over to our slate. And I'm just layering these. If you watch my last video, it talks about layering colored pencils. That's what I'm doing here, just layering them. It takes a little bit longer sometimes to get them down. I feel like the colors are different. I'm not sure. We'll check at the end. Maybe I'll pull them out now so that way if any of my colors are off, I'll know. Okay, a little nice gradient here. You can fill it in. I'm almost to like burnishing on this side. Label. Don't forget to label. I'm hoping some of you guys hear me better. I figured out, I bought a new iPhone. What was it? October. So I don't know if this problem has been happening for some of you since October. Some of you it's probably fine. because I can hear my videos fine. This one's gray. When I am listening to it and editing it and uploading it, but I have stereo speakers. So this is a shout out to vidIQ right here. I don't talk about some of the behind the scenes as much because that's not what my channel is about. But vidIQ is one of the tools I use to figure out keywords and topics and stuff like that to do my videos about. And they have a Facebook group. So the other day, you guys had these sound issues, and I was like, I am at my wit's end. What's going on? I did notice, I should have investigated it more, that when I switched to the iPhone 13, that had 2 sound bars that came in when I edited it, and I was like, oh, okay, whatever. So I was editing like this for a long time, for a few months now, let's see. Since October, is that when the new iPhone came out? And a couple people have said, I can't hear your videos, it sounds really quiet. And I was like, that's weird because I can hear it. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. I was like, is it my... So we're just doing white now. White won't have like anything, we won't be able to see it. What you can do is like color over it so you can see. I'm just gonna put it down real fast. No layering or anything with it. It does show up a little bit different on camera. So anyway, I was like, I asked in the group, I said, hey, I can hear myself on fine, but a couple people have complained about the audio in my videos. And I was like, what's happening? And someone responded, I was talking about the stereo. So what's happening is those that have like mono speakers weren't able to hear me because it was biased to one side or something. So weird, you know, right? Like one of those things you're like, you can't really tell unless you have those speakers. So I'm really grateful that you guys said some things. So I'm hoping this video you guys can hear just fine. I went into my iPhone. I switched from recording stereo to recording mono now. So I don't know why you would record stereo on a phone, honestly. I don't know if that's something new they put on the iPhone 13. I don't have my old iPhone, so I don't know. I had an iPhone 10 before this, so I don't know. Very much, I don't know what was going on there. Like, I looked up all this stuff on YouTube, and it started getting to like nitty gritty, like frequencies and this and that, and all these things that I don't know very much about. It's like, I need a class on video sound, right? We get a nice little gradient there. These pencils are nice. So I want to show you the range that you can get with the pencils. Makes me want to go back and like seriously redo all my swatch charts. Okay, this is where they might have gotten mixed up a little bit. So I have taupe. This is the next in order. Sand and apricot. That does not look apricot. I'm going to pull out the next 5, I believe. These are the next 5. And this does look like salmon. Or it could be bubblegum. Let's take a look and see if these are matching up. And then if they are, we can make sure that we're getting the right colored pencil out. The black looks similar. The slate looks similar. It's just different paper. Totally different paper. Okay, and then our gray looks similar. This was the 120. Let me see, it does not have gold in it. We are just going to swatch some of these like super fast to get an idea. I'm gonna go in order. I have them over here on the side. I'm just gonna go in order. Let's make sure we get the right one first though. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2. So this is what you can do if yours get out of order. If you have the 100 colored pencils, you can come in and do it. But like I said, when mine shipped, they really got out of order. So I'll probably be doing this a lot. These look very similar. Okay, and I feel like this one would be bubblegum or oh, that one's super. Yeah, I think all the pinks I'll have to go through too. It was the back of the box, the top of the box that was like this. I don't know, for some reason. I'm gonna write over here to the side what colors we need so that way I can easily look. And I could pull these out of the boxes. Light brown. Maybe we won't look at that pink. I don't know. I'm gonna have to pull them out of the 100. My 100s are not in color order. I need to do a sorting of 100 colored pencils. I think you guys would like it. I'll do a sorting video on these. Okay, so now we gotta find all these. We got a tan. So did I not write tan on here? Okay. All right, so yeah, this makes it easy. See, if it's on the same paper, it's gonna be easier. So this is what I would recommend, is pulling the pencils from another box. So we've got brown. And we're kind of seeing here that the pencils definitely look like they're different for the reasons I was saying. This is encased in wood, it can be more brittle. So your solution's gonna be different. Resulting in a different color. But we'll match them as close as we can. Here's sand, let's see. Huh, this is interesting. These are the only browns I have. Light brown. Okay. Got our apricot. Here's taupe. Oh boy, these are like definitely a little bit different. First off, this one, I'm gonna label these right now. That way it's not. So the colors are slightly different. I don't know if you can see that. This one's like a little bit more redder than that one, but it's close. That answers our question, are the colors the same as the colored pencils? The crayons they are, but the colored pencils are not. That will make this one slightly more tricky, unless that other one was supposed to be light brown. Oh boy. They almost like look the same. That is so weird. Maybe I did them in the wrong order. No, this is a different pencil. I'll come back to that. I believe this one is definitely apricot. It's a different color, but it's close, so we'll label it apricot. This will make some of the other ones a little bit tricky. I feel like I have to press super hard so I know what's happening. So this, we've got that one and this one. Ah, okay. That happens sometimes. Okay. This one I think is taupe. From this one, the browns, I'll show you. Not with my Sharpie though. See, that's not similar at all. Those are like two different colors entirely. But I mean, we don't have a lot. I should make these better lines. Okay. Brown. And this one almost looks peach. I don't have any peaches in here though, which is weird. So look at that. Actually, okay, that looks a lot like apricots. We have labeled apricot. I'm gonna take it off. So with this, you can just smudge it off. So this one I'm gonna label apricot. Let me make sure. Yeah, that's the one I want. Okay. So that leaves us with tan and sand. This one's probably sand, even though it's like redder, but we'll put it as sand. So we got sand just barely. We got light brown and tan. Okay, let's look at that one. These like almost, did they give me like, no, they're not two of the same. Those are different entirely. This is one where you just label, I guess. You think of these look really tan, but I don't have any other browns in here. Probably doesn't matter which one you label because they're not gonna match at all. I think I'm gonna keep this light brown because it kind of looks a little bit more like that one than this one does. And I'll label this one tan, even though it does not look tan to me. All right, let's pull up our 120 so we can see what this one was. That one looks like Pink Flamingo, which we do have in here. So I will probably have to go through all the pinks like I did the other ones. Not at all a match. That's so weird. Neither of them. We have them labeled, so let's go through. Unfortunately, because of how these came in the package, they were not in order. So that's one of the things that can happen. I was hoping the crayons came in order. They're super easy to label, but these ones did not come in order, unfortunately. They got moved around during shipping. You know what I could do? I didn't even think about this. Look at the back of this box. I think I do have them labeled right. Because look, tan is like a little bit more orange, and that's the one identified as tan. And I had this light brown being the redder one. So we are good. This is another way that you can double check. See, we thought we could maybe double check with the pencils, but yeah, that's not gonna work. They're not the same. The crayons, the twistable crayons are the same. The twistable colored pencils are not the same. How pretty is that? I have such a mess. I should show you guys. Do some overlay of how messy it is in here, because I didn't clean up after my colored pencils because I still need to take pictures. So it's just crazy in here right now. I'm trying to see if I have the brown right. This one might be taupe. I don't know. So I might change this around, because this one, if I look on here, but my taupe is lighter. I don't know. This one might be pretty dark. So hard to know. And the taupe did match the colored pencil pretty good. No, this one's definitely darker. I'm gonna keep this one as brown. Pretty gradients, so pretty. Next, we're gonna get apricot. Our sand. Look at that. Oh, such pretty gradients. Okay, now I'm inspired to do all my other ones on nice paper like this. Oh my gosh. So crazy. Now we are on to the pinks. I'm gonna bring them down in order. I don't know if they are in order. This one was actually here. Yeah, I think they definitely got mixed up. We'll just do this one again. So we know the colors, and then we'll figure out what they are. Let's look at the back of the box real fast for this one. That one's probably definitely Pink Flamingo, the first one. And then we have mauve, then bubblegum, then magenta. Maroon looks like it's the last one. Which one is salmon? So maybe this one's bubblegum and this one's salmon. And that's really light. And that one's mauve. So I think we have them all. I can pull out the 120s for these also. But I don't think they're going to match because the browns didn't match. I feel like they're a different formula. Pink Flamingo. Let's see. Yeah, that looks really similar right there. And then we go to mauve. Oh, here's bubblegum. So I'm thinking this one was bubblegum, but it's probably this one right here. Okay, so that one's definitely bubblegum. I'm gonna write this down so I know. Let's see, and then this one's Pink Flamingo. I'm trying to see if there is a mauve in here. There is, so I just need to look harder. Mauve. So I'm thinking that this one's mauve. That one looks closest. It's not the same color. None of these are like the exact same color. That one looks closest. A-U-V-E. Then we just have magenta left. I'm thinking magenta is in this one or this one. So let's over here to the side. I think magenta is this one. This magenta is slightly darker. That one's definitely pinker. But if I'm looking on the back of the box, it is. This is magenta, we think. We've got maroon, we've got mauve, so we need carnation pink and salmon. Oh my gosh. This is weird. So we're left with the like super light ones, salmon, carnation pink, which this one doesn't look like either one of those. So I'm wondering if this is actually supposed to be magenta and this one's carnation pink. Yeah, let's do that. So this one is not that one. These don't match at all. Not at all. Oh, here's our salmon. Okay, so we're thinking this one is that. Oh my gosh. How is that even similar? That's like totally different. Like entirely different. It's not even like that one, right? No. So somehow this one is salmon, even though it doesn't even look like it. We don't have a carnation pink in the 100 either, so that because of that, it makes it really hard to compare feel like we're gonna have to pull in a crayon to do that. From the crayon, I mean, similar, definitely similar to that one than that one. So I think we're on track with what we did. I'm really surprised, like, at the non-consistency of this. I'm going to put these out and label them, and then we will color with them. I'm really surprised, like I said, because the crayons match so well. I was surprised that I assumed that the colored pencils would too. And the colored pencils don't match the twistable crayons, just so you know. Okay, carnation. And I'm hoping the front row I won't have to do this with. Okay, let's get back to coloring. Salmon is next. Can I outline it a little? All right, next we'll go to bubblegum. This one appears to be like, what's it called? Fluorescent. Pink flamingo, that's super pretty. Next we have carnation pink, which does not come in colored penciled form. I wonder how Crayola does their colors for these. How they like decide. That'd be interesting to be in the development. Like, how do you decide what colors to put in the twistables? Just trying to get out some nice gradients, especially after that video last week. I was like, I need to make some better videos. Now that I know how to blend. Okay. Okay. So if you haven't watched that video last week, watch it. It's all about blending colored pencils. And this would be like, I talked about burnishing. I didn't talk about like gradients because we were blending two colors. But I could talk about that in another video. You could do like a video on gradients. But this is kind of gradients right here. But I go through and I show lots of different methods. You could use one of those probably pencils on here. What I recommend you do now that I have that chart out is I recommend getting all your blending methods and just picking a color or a couple colors from a series to see how they blend together, or you could do it by itself. But going through and trying all the different techniques and see what works best for each art supply, because as I found out, some of the art supplies took some of the blending methods better than others. So just depended on what was going on, like how the blender reacted with the pencil. Now we're on a mauve. I feel like this is going to take a while. It's already taken a while. Like, how? This is taking so long. It's because you have to figure out all the names. That's the hard part. It was super easy with the crayons because they didn't come. So you might have the same issue. So I would definitely double check the color. What you can do is compare with the video. I know some of you guys do that. You guys color along, which is great. I love it when I hear that. 'Cause sometimes I'm like, do people even like my videos? well, I know you guys like them because you watch them and then you comment and you like them, but sometimes it's hard to know that you're helping someone in real life when you're just sitting by yourself. It's the added part of putting it online, right? Oh my gosh, my pencils are too tall. They're hitting the camera. I like to get super close so you guys can see it all. So some other blending videos we could do, or like the Tombos I got. I really want to explore those a little bit more. I feel like you need special paper though with the Tombos. With markers, it's a little bit trickier. I feel like you just need you need smoother paper. You don't want this is more gritty paper. It absorbs a lot of pigment, which is good because then you can see really what's going on with your colored pencils or your art supplies. The next ones, we'll just pull them out in order. It might just be one of those things where I have to figure out each color before I put them down. And I know that takes longer, but hopefully because I've done it, you guys won't have to do it. So if we were going by the back of the box, this one would be plum. This one would be violet. That looks similar. Wisteria, orchid. Those could just be mess around. Blue, violet, navy, and light blue. I'm going to guess that these are pretty close to what is on here. Let's just do a test of these ones real fast. So that's the plum, which is interesting. Sometimes plum is a lot redder, but that one just doesn't have a lot of color to it. It's like a dark. That one definitely looks violet. Then we're on to wisteria, which is going to be lighter. Actually, for how the pigment, look at how light the pigment is compared to that. So it looks like the wisteria. And then we are on to orchid. So I think these are all in the same. Yeah, those are definitely good. So what I'm going to go through real fast is write all the names on them. So that way I know. So you can also do that too. Just pull out a few at a time. And then we're on to wisteria. Then this one is orchid. And then blue violet. This one's navy blue. There are other ways you can label. I label because I'm lazy with this. This one's the light blue. But you could get a labeler. And I actually should do a video on that because I feel like there are a lot of you that might appreciate that. I'm just kind of lazy. I just want to get it done. Plum is next. So right now we're just going over it, getting all the little corners, doing our gradients. I like to do a gradient when I do colored pencils because I feel like it helps me know the versatility, like how I can use the colored pencil, like what ways I can use it, how it can look. Okay. We come over to this side. So our starting to take shape. I just did this in the same, oh boy, I'm having issues. I just did this in the same order that was in the box to make it easier to label. So I feel like that's what I want to do right now, is make sure I have them all labeled. And if it was in like some weird order, it'd be a little harder to do that. hope this helps. You get all the twistables labeled. So I just did the twistable crayons a while ago. Oops, this is like not wanting to stay up. I think this one has an issue. I will say, I don't know if these are my absolute favorite. They're okay. Next is Orchid. There we go. Look at these pretty gradients. Okay, blue violet. So I feel like it was those ones in the middle that really got mixed around during shipping. Next is navy blue. This one looks kind of gray. See how it goes down. Now we're into light blue. Now we are on to this next row. This next row, look, give you a little peek. Look at that. Hopefully they're all in order. They look to be in order, so when we pull them out, we'll see. Like 5 at a time we'll do. We got our 5. And we will look at the back of the box. We have probably blue, sky blue, cerulean, absolute zero, and green blue. So we'll just double check these. That looks blue. Like I said, I don't think these ones are as much sky blue. Cerulean's gonna have a little bit of a green to it. Yeah, it's very close to sky blue. Absolute zero is going to be like a neon. Yeah, all these look good. I'm gonna come in and label them. You can see they get a lot of bloom on them. That's just, they're wax based. That's just, I feel like it might be because they might put like extra wax in these to make them stronger so they don't fall apart. I can tell you, they're not my favorite to color with. I feel like they're kind of really scratchy. The pigment's coming down fine. It's hard to compare it to the other ones because I use this smooth paper for the other ones, where I should like redo it now. Next we have our cerulean. Absolute zero is next. And our last one on this row is going to be green blue. So I had a follower actually ask me about these. So I do have some of you guys ask me about videos. If there is a video that you want and the supply's a little bit more obscure, I can do a video. You would just have to send me the supplies, if that makes sense. I did have like on my membership away, but I think I'm going to take that away and just do swatch charts and stuff like that for now. I might reintroduce that later, we'll see. Maybe this is the whole next line. So green, yellow, yellow, green, lime green, yellow green, jade green, green. Can you guys see this? Okay. I can't see this. Asparagus, pine green, teal, and aqua green. Those all look very similar to what's on there, so I'm just going to label these. On to aqua green. So the stronger this holding it down, what do you mean? The stronger the solution, the stronger the pencil lead, I guess you'd say. The less pigment, the harder it is going to be to put pigment down, because that's how they sacrifice sometimes the pigment by putting more wax in. So these are definitely taking a while to lay down. Next one is teal. Pine green. Am I loving the color palette? I don't think I'm loving it, but it's nice. And the thing is, like, this is it. This is the color palette for Twistables. You can kind of combine them, but I haven't even tried to blend these together. See if you can make other colors. But you can't really use them with the colored pencils. Their formulas are different, their colors are different. Asparagus is next. Green is next. The tip of this is a lot different than the actual color that came out. So it's always good to swatch because the tips aren't always right. I think you're getting one color, but it's really another one. Jade green is next. Our next is yellow green. This one's really opening up when I'm pressing hard with it. Look at how nice that looks. Next is lime green. This one I like stand the pencil up. It just really doesn't like it. And I'm trying to make sure it's in the shot. And then we go on to green yellow. Yeah, that one definitely looks more green. It should be right here. If I had designed the packaging in this box, I would not have approved that. And here we are. The color is really starting to come out more as I'm burnishing it. Pushing the camera up. There we go. And our last row. Yellow, golden yellow, mango, light orange, yellow, orange, orange. That looks good to me. Well, I'm going to come in and label them again though. Hopefully you'll be able to just pull them out and they'll be in order. You won't have an issue like mine. Going on to golden yellow. This one's mango. It's about this time in my video where I'm like, okay, now I want to be done. Light orange. Going on to yellow orange. And then orange. Right, now we're on to our final 5. Look how that's coming out. I guess it looks nice. Is it my favorite? No. Oh, what happened here? I'm like, how do I only have 4 left? Because there's only 4 left. We've got red, orange, scarlet, raspberry, and mahogany. Those look, that looks like really red. I don't usually think of mahogany as red. Red, orange, scarlet, raspberry, and this one is mahogany. I usually start at the top so I don't, but this doesn't get on me because they're so waxy. They're not laying down, so that's not been an issue there. Interesting, huh? All right, red, orange. I did not spell orange right. I forgot the E. Oh, let's make sure it's in focus. I'm loving this new style of swatch chart. Our next one is scarlet. Then we will be 3 done. This is weird. I wonder if I was looking at the wrong box. I think this one's supposed to be red. Okay, I'll fix this. That's so weird. How did I get scarlet right there? So no, there is supposed to be raspberry. There's not supposed to be a scarlet at all. I'll fix this for you guys. How did that happen? I was looking in the back of the box to make sure, and I was like, there's no scarlet in here. How did I make that up? I don't know. There we go. Red. Not scarlet. I did not spell raspberry right either. I guess that's one of the things with doing your own. When it's made for you, you don't have to have it perfect. The chart is perfect. My spelling on my art supplies, how I labeled it, is not. But will I know it's raspberry? Yes. So I'm like the worst speller. And if I'm not spelling, if no one has to read it, I'm like, Sometimes I type things wrong too. If no one's reading it, then I don't care. Look at how much is coming out. I love seeing when it all comes out. They're a lot less stable too. Like the ink moves around, not ink, the pencil moves around a lot, which could be hard if you're trying to do fine details. And our last one, mahogany, finally. Oh boy. Okay. We have completed our chart for 50 twistable colored pencils. It's a pretty chart. I'd probably make it a little bit different, but I wanted to, like I said, put it in the order it was on the box so it'd be easier to find. The pencils that were the most off as far as trying to name were these ones in here because of the packaging. These ones were straight from the box. I just pulled them and it was the same color as the order on the back of the box, which is good. Just because some of the shipping these did get, so I had to figure that out. That took a little bit more time, but now I know all the colors, which is amazing. Some of those silly scents I can compare them to and see if they come from here. We know that the colored pencils do not match their counterparts in the real world color pencils or the regular colored pencils. It is probably because of the chemistry of the pencil and how it's made that they don't match. Are these pretty colors? Yes. Do they blend? Let's look at that real fast on a separate sheet of paper. So we're just gonna put these up together, and I have all my blending stuff here. We will have lots of ways to try to blend them. Let's just do these two. These are kind of close. So first off, just kind of put them in together. I guess I don't have to make it so big. Maybe we'll just make it big so we can do. And when we're, are they blending together? Let's see. Can you make other colors? It does appear that new color is forming in the middle there. And it probably be done a lot better. I'm just kind of hurrying it up. So we're wanting to make sure all these little white ones are filled in. Okay, not to the burnishing point yet. We can maybe burnish up here. Let's take my favorite blender from that video, this one. Oh boy. Let's see what we get. So it's pushing it around, almost like it scrapes it or something like that. It doesn't move it around as good as some of those other ones did, but you can definitely use a blender pencil. Can you see that on here? To get that to blend a little bit better. And then we have baby oil, which I'm not going to try right now, but that's an option. Let's try to do some burnishing in here. Maybe I pressed too hard too early. Let's see. I'm not really seeing a lot happening. It looks, if you look at it, I mean, you do get a gradient going on. Maybe higher quality paper would help. I'm not sure, but this is the same paper I used last week, and I got some really good blends with different colored pencils. Okay, so we've burnished, and we've also used like a blender. They don't include a white, or no, they do. So let's try the white in here and see if that does anything. So our white will be right here. Kind of. It makes everything super white. Oh, I don't know. It's not really moving the pigment at all on the paper, which is what you'd want it to do. It just kind of is. Let's look at this real fast. We've got the blender colored pencil, which does decent. The white, I wouldn't use their white. It didn't really do much. And then we got burnishing. I'm thinking burnishing for these is the best if you really want to do that. I would say that these are slightly lower quality because we got really good results with the Crayola regular colored pencils. I'd say that the Twistables are probably lower quality than their counterparts, is my thoughts. Would I buy these just like as an artist to do stuff with? Probably not. But they're really good colors for kids. They will break, as I saw some of them break, but if they break, you don't have to sharpen it. So that's the advantage, I guess, right there, is you don't have to sharpen these pencils. So I think any pencils, Zebra has a pencil like this too, that's twistable. I think any pencils that are twistable might sacrifice the strength for the quality of the pigment and blending capabilities. Hope you guys like this video. I am going to be coming at you with the Retired Colors ones next. Not next week, but the week after. And I hope you guys like this video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Check out some of my other videos, and we'll see you in the next video.